Good morning. We are back for another try into the castle. Yay, we made it. Okay, so this building behind me was built in 1753 as a storehouse for military weapons and things, and now it's obviously the National War Museum, so let's go in and see what we can find. Right, we are now going into the prisons of the wars. So let's see. Alright, I don't know how well you can see this, but basically it's a room full of bunk beds and hammocks that would hold, I'm guessing, 70 people. It's also very dark and very cold and not a very pleasant place. So here you can see it would be two to a little bunk like that, and then above them there's a bunch of hammocks. And then over down at the end of the room, they do have a fireplace. And apparently they would have dominoes they could play with, and a few candles, and some pretty gross looking food. Yeah. So it looks like they survived mostly off of bread, beef, and beans, and a little bit of cider. I don't know how well you can see that. That is a boat with the American flag flying on it. Someone carved that in. So the other prison was for prisoners of war, and this one is for military prisoners. So those are people of the British Army who've done something wrong. So they got to come in here and think about what they'd done for a little bit. This guy was drunk when he was on guard, so he got to spend 2 months in there. And this little plot down here is a dog cemetery. Officers' dogs and important dogs. Alright, this is Mont Meg, basically the most impressive firearm of medieval times, and she could fire a 330-pound cannon a distance of 2 miles. So one of these bad boys would go flying a distance of 2 miles, and she was mostly used for making holes in other people's castles. Alright, we are now in St. Margaret's Chapel, which was built in the 12th century, and it is very small, but also very nice. So this is the Half Moon Battery, because it's like a crescent shape. There's cannons on all sides, so no matter where you're coming from, they got you covered. Alright, now we are heading into the Great Hall. Let's see if it's really so great. All the way from that. Yep. It's pretty great. Okay, so what I was just trying to film for you is the one gun salute that they do at 1 o'clock here in Scotland in Edinburgh. And the reason they do it at 1 o'clock is because they're too cheap to do it at 12 o'clock where they'd have to use 12 rounds. So they do it at 1 o'clock where they have to use 1. It was super crowded, so I was holding my camera up hoping I was aiming at the right thing. Evidently I wasn't, but you get the gist of it. Alright, we've now left Edinburgh Castle, and I was just walking around thinking of what the next thing to do could be, and then I saw all these people lying enjoying the sun. And I think they've got the right idea, so I might just go down there and join them. Okay, so that was the National Gallery. The nice thing about a lot of museums and stuff in the UK is that they are free to go in. Like, they'll often suggest that you donate something, which I tend to do because that's just nice and I like to support the arts. But if you don't have the cash, you can go in for free, which is really nice. So one of the funny things I've noticed about Edinburgh is that pretty much almost all the time you can hear a bagpipe. It is somehow like floating on the wind, and it's always playing. Okay, so it's the end of another day here in Edinburgh. Thank you for watching and for joining me on my adventure, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye. I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's painting rather thick of battle and lots of people are dying. This guy doesn't care. It's like, I'm playing my bagpipe, I don't care.